Yo, we live on location. I ain't gonna tell you where we at. We in an undisclosed location. We got my OG. I'm talking about big time Shot-Town representing this boy. We got an NBA world champ.
Legend.
You feel me? We got a Big Ten alumni.
GOAT.
Wisconsin. Hey, listen, he been to Phoenix, he been to Dallas, he won a championship in San Antonio, and he back in the front office in Dallas running things, showing us how to make that transition to the front office. We got our OG, Shot-Town's very own. Finn Dog, Mike Finn. Hey, look, this one of the first representatives for the Jordan brand in the history. Y'all show some love now. Mike Finn ball.
First off, we want to thank you, for coming on here, man. Just to have something like this that we doing, to have you on here, this really, really means something to us. So, man, we definitely want to thank you.
No problem. Presented by Hennessy.
When you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Ooh. Well, my first year, I was in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And, I went to training camp, and Charles Barkley was on the team, right? So I'm coming into the league as a fan. So I don't know if I'm gonna ask for his autograph or what. But one of the first practices, I go to the lane and I try to dunk on him. He's like, "Okay, young fella, you got heart. I appreciate that." He said, "You keep that up, you got a chance." So I was like, "Yeah, Charles giving me props." So I did it again. Not this time. Boom, on the floor. He said, "Nah, Rook, it ain't that easy at this level." So Charles was, man, he put me, he found me pretty good. And he put me on the ground. So as far as, that was my first experience at the NBA level. But as far as going one-on-one, man, I can't think who was the first one. I would probably say Penny.
Ooh.
I would say Penny.
Orlando Magic?
Orlando Magic Penny.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I remember to this day, Penny had me on the post, and I was like, I got him. He did a spin move, baseline, reverse dunk. And I was like, he the real deal. So I think it was Penny was the first that really, really, really got at me, for sure.
Out of all the schools in Chicago, what made you choose Proviso East?
Well, I'm from Maywood. I mean, if you from Maywood, you almost gotta go to East.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the private schools was coming at us, like St. Joe's, Fenwick.
Yeah. Isaiah.
They was coming at us to, try to get us out of Maywood. But
Getty went to Fenwick from Maywood.
Yeah. But he didn't win the state championship. That's why he should have stayed at East.
Damn, 50.
No, but we all grew up together. We grew up on the parks together, and that was our deal. Go to high school, and we're gonna win a state championship. So we didn't want to leave Maywood. I mean, the tradition there is unbelievable. Going way back to when my sister went to school. She went to school with Doc Rivers.
Oh,
she was a cheerleader. He was, a star basketball player. But that team didn't even get a chance to win state. And then there's some other guys, Rick Wilson, people from Maywood would know about. Jim Brewer, even before Doc Rivers went to was a pro. So we got a lot of pros. And then myself, Sherelle Ford, Donnie Boyce, who was on my team, and the guys after us, Shannon Brown, Sterling Brown, D. Brown,
Stephen
Hunter,
Victor,
Reggie Jordan. I mean,
coming out of there.
We had some talent. So growing up in Maywood, you went to East because you wanted to be part of the best. And my senior year, we was ultimately the best. I think the best team in the country at the time, but we ended up being the best team in the state, winning the state championship. And then our juniors won it the next year, so we won it back to back.
So you won champion, you won state.
Yeah, 91, state champs.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah to this. We state champions over here.
But you grew up on history. Like some of us grew up on history.
You didn't win a state championship?
No, but I grew up on, I went to history,
champions
though.
in the state of Illinois.
But you grew up on history. That's the reason that Proviso East was the for sure choice for you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I had no other. I mean, I wasn't the best high school player, to keep it real. I was probably the third best on my team my senior year. Sherelle Ford was Mr. Basketball.
Yeah,
he was my teammate.
Yeah.
And Donnie Boyce had been playing varsity since freshman year.
Yeah.
So I was watching those guys, and I was thinking, man, I got to get my game right if we're gonna have a chance to win it. So what happened? They got invited to. You remember the Nike?
Showcase.
Yeah, they got invited to that over our junior to senior year. So that left me with the team back at home. And that summer I grew like 4 inches too. So they came back. I was taller, a little bit better. My confidence was up. And we knew going to senior year that, man, we was going to win this thing. And that's what we did.
When you first heard the Three Amigos, like, how was that for you? When you first heard that, like, oh, man, I'm part of, because you see these guys already have the success. They the man, and, you know, you grow 4 inches, and now you part of it. Like, how was that for you?
That was good. I mean, it was a good feeling knowing that, you know, everybody, we were always together.
Yeah.
Like if we go to play on the park, it was us three and give us 2 other guys.
Yeah.
So they knew we were cool and like we were friends. So they dubbed us the name the Three Amigos. I was like, okay, I'm part of something good now. But now the spotlight was on us. And at the time, to me, the 2 most popular teams in Chicago at the time was the Bulls in '91 and us. So Bulls won world championship and we won the state championship. So
do you know that feeling, man? You was popular.
Yeah, I was like that when I was at Deep Park, but look, what I want to know is like how that feel to be in Chicago and it's the Bulls, then y'all. Like when did you get to meet MJ then?
Yeah, actually, I got a chance to play against MJ right after we won the state championship.
What was that like?
That was crazy. I mean, it was like they called me. Channel 2 News called me. I remember, and it was like, yeah, we're doing this thing called Dreams Come True. And we want to know if you would play one-on-one with Michael Jordan. It's like, of course. I was like, well, of course. I mean, that's a no-brainer. So we schedule it out, and we go up to, they're practicing at the Berto Center.
Right.
So this is the crazy part. We walk in, me, Donnie Sherrill, my high school coaches, and we walk in, but they're either in the playoffs or about to start the playoffs. And Jerry Krause came out and was like, what is he doing here? Pointing at me. And he was like, yeah, he's here to play Michael one-on-one. We had already scheduled this. And Michael agreed to it. And Jerry Krause was like, no way. We in the middle of this playoff run. We're not about to have you play with some high school player. This is done. So I'm like, cool. I'm in the Bulls practice facility. My dream already, I'm good. I can leave. So we about to leave. Then MJ come out. And MJ's talking to the guy, I forget the comment, Johnny Morris, I think his name was. He talking to him, and MJ's like, no, the kid came here with his boys. Let's play. I'm like, okay. If you look at it, I got Jerry Curl dripping.
I was just about to say, for reference, everybody, this is Jerry Curl Finn. This is before he, you know what I'm saying, kitty cat, this is when he had his soul glow going.
But, you know, Jerry Curl was coming back, so I was before my time.
Yeah.
Now these kids letting their hair grow.
I had curl too.
Yeah. They
ain't nothing wrong.
They letting their hair grow now because it's something that I started back in the day.
Right.
But anyway, so I don't even take off my jogging pants, keep on my T-shirt, go out there. I'm nervous, man. I'm like, the thing was, what made me nervous, I didn't want to hurt MJ. I'm one of the biggest Bulls fans. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, if he this far away, I'm going to be this far away. But I didn't want to touch him. So I remember one play, he went to the lane, and I swiped at the ball, and I missed it, and I hit his leg. I was like, man, I thought he just bounced back. I did not want to hurt him, but it was a great experience. And actually, that kind of brought us closer together because after the one-on-one, he was like, well, maybe I'll see you in 5 years. And I was like, shoot, that would be great. But then you have to remember, he retired.
Yeah.
And then I was like, going into the draft, I was like, well, I'm not going to have a chance to play against him. Then he came back.
Yeah.
So it all came back full circle. So it was cool, real cool.
Could have been anybody else but Wisconsin? Like, was you leaning towards somebody else?
Yeah, so I had three official visits set up. I was going to go to Wisconsin. The next week I was going to go to Cincinnati with Coach Huggins, and then I was going to go to San Diego State because I just wanted to go to California.
Yeah.
And so I went to Wisconsin, came back, and ended up committing to them that week, and I never gave Cincinnati a chance. And Bob Huggins and Nick Van Exel, who's a good friend of mine to this day, was like, man, you never gave us a chance. Because they went to the Final Four that year.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Nick
if you'd have
Quickly.
came your freshman, we'd have won it.
I think Nick talked about that with us.
He did.
So he give me a hard time about that every time. Even Coach Huggins like, you never gave us a chance.
So what was about that visit at Wisconsin that you came back like, yep, it's on, I'm up?
What it was really, I always wanted to play in the Big Ten. You know, growing up in Chicago, Big Ten to me was like, that was like
it.
You right.
I didn't at the time, to be honest, I didn't think I had a chance to go to NBA. So I was like, if I can't get to the NBA, why not play in the best conference for me?
Think it is. Yeah.
You know, with the Flying Illini, Illinois, seeing them growing up, I was like, I want to play in the Big Ten. But only 2 schools recruited me in the Big Ten, Wisconsin and Northwestern. And I was like,
Northwestern
really
wasn't it back then.
Yeah.
So when I went to Wisconsin, I was like, man, I can play on this team. I can star. I can do my thing, you know. And you know, Coach Ray McCallum was the recruit who was like, you come here, man, you're gonna play against the best every night. You're gonna go against the best. I think at the time, some of the guys had already committed to the 5-5, Juwan and those guys.
Had them Ohio State boy.
Yeah,
Jim Jackson.
if you think about my freshman class in the Big Ten, it was me at Wisconsin. You had the 5-5. All of them was freshmen. Big Dog at Purdue. Quanzo Martin at Purdue.
Yep.
Allen Henderson at Indiana.
Yep. Calvin Chaney. Yeah.
Calvin Chaney was a little bit older than us.
But he was there.
He was there. Jimmy Jackson was there at Ohio State.
Was Derek Anderson there at Ohio State too?
Yep.
Derek Anderson at Ohio State. Too.
No, he was younger. He
okay.
came later. And then you had Sean Rushford and Eric Snow at Michigan State.
West
State, yeah.
I remember Rush.
Respect. Every team had pros. Even Vashawn Leonard was in Minnesota. Every team had a pro. No, Vashawn was a bucket, man.
He was a bucket.
He was a bucket.
How was it for you, the adjustment from going from Proviso East to now you about to go to Wisconsin, Big Ten? How was it when you first got there? How was that adjustment for you?
It was a big adjustment. The one thing it was to keep it real. I grew up in a black community where it was 95% black. Like the only whites that I came in contact with was my head coach and a couple of teachers at the school, but I only had a few, maybe 2 or 3 non-black friends, right? So now I go to Wisconsin where it's only 2% blacks there.
Right.
So now you gotta figure out, this is a different environment. How do you stay true to yourself but adapt to your environment? And that was the biggest thing for me, and I think it was the greatest experience for me staying there 4 years because it prepared me for life after basketball. Because friends I've met there, I still have to this day, and they're not black. And those are guys who have my back through thick and thin, and just being able to, it prepares you for the world because the world is multicultural. It's just not the small environment that we grew up, in Chicago or East St. Louis. It's not like that.
It's a bigger world.
It's a bigger picture. So Wisconsin prepared me for that. So I give all props to Wisconsin.
How was your draft process? You had to work out for a bunch of teams?
Man, I worked out for 13 teams.
Dang.
And
a couple of them twice?
No, 13 teams, but 2 workouts on one day. This is the funny thing, right? So I got to work out for Chicago in the morning and Toronto at night. But at the time, Isaiah Thomas was the GM for Toronto. So I worked out in Detroit, but for Toronto. So I worked out for the Bulls that morning. Jerry Cross was killing me in the workout, man. Phil Jackson loved me.
So wait, did Jerry Cross remember you from coming to play against MJ? Did he know this was the same kid?
No, I think he might have. I don't know. But he was killing me. He's like, you can't shoot. I was like, okay, but I'm getting better. Blah, 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 but you can't shoot. He kept saying that. And then Phil was like, no, get off the kid, man. Give him a chance. Because they had the 20th pick. He's like, and Phil was like, I don't think you're going to be there at the 20th pick anyway, but we just wanted to bring you in. And Jerry Cross kept saying, man, he can't shoot. They ended up skipping me anyway. I went 21. But that's another story. It all worked out. But yeah, I worked out for the Bulls that morning, and then I fly to Detroit to work out for Toronto. So Walker D, I remember, picked me up from the airport, and we're driving, and I'm like, man, we driving through communities. We not going to no gym. So I'm like, where we going? I'm from the streets. He going through these woods and everything. I'm like, where we going, man? He's like, no, we going to work out. So we end up pulling up into this big old mansion. It was Isaiah's house. I'm like, I said, who lives here? He's like, this is Isaiah's house. So being from Chicago, Isaiah's like an icon.
You already know.
I remember seeing him sitting in the stands when we played against Indiana, and I was nervous, not because playing against Indiana, but Isaiah was there watching me. So we pull up to the mansion. I'm like, man, you ring the doorbell, Isaiah come. I'm like, I'm nervous. Shaking his hand, you see all the Detroit Pistons World Championship stuff. I'm like, man, this is awesome. So we go in, we sit at the kitchen table, and he was like, I know what you can do. I don't need to see you work out. I just want my assistant to see you work out. And I'm like, okay, but we sitting at the kitchen table. This is the first time I've been in a mansion, right? So we sitting at the kitchen table. He was like, all right, go around the corner, get dressed, and then go in the gym. I'm like, a gym in the house? I ain't never heard of seeing nothing like that. So I go around the corner. He got a locker room. He got a gym, but it got the palace floor.
Right.
I'm like, oh, man. So I get in the workout. I can't make a shot. I'm so nervous. So the first 15 minutes, I can't make a shot. So Isaiah come over, he put his arm around me to this day. He said, I want you to calm down, young fella. Relax. I know what you can do. I just want my man to see you make some shots. Once he said that, I didn't miss. I didn't miss. It was crazy. Then I sat down with him. He told me who he was going to draft. He said, I'm going to let you know. He said, if KG is there, I'm taking Kevin Garnett. If Kevin Garnett's not there, it's either going to be between you and Damon Stoudemire. He said, Damon Stoudemire is a little bit above you because I think I need a point guard. He said, if Damon's not there, I'm taking you. And he ended up drafting Damon Stoudemire. But he was the only GM that at that time that was honest with me.
Kept
like
it
completely
100.
honest, man. And to this day, I give mad props to him.
Yeah, he know where you came
Zeke
from.
a real one.
Like he know where you getting out of.
Right.
Especially with us, like, man, listen, I tell people to this day, like, Zeke stepped up for me in critical moments in my life where it was like, okay, it don't matter what nobody say, I run through a brick wall for Zeke. He know it.
No, he was one of the real ones when it was coming to that draft process. So it was cool.
When you got to Phoenix, how was that for you? It's not the windy city. It's not cold, weather great. It's the desert, but it's different.
Oh yeah, it was love, bro.
And you going there with Barkley and was Dan Marley and
well, Dan Marley wasn't there. He got traded right before I came, but that experience was great because I tell kids nowadays it's not. The veterans nowadays can be like 27, 28 years old. You could be the vet on the team, but back then it was true vets. I had Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, A.C. Green, the late great Wayman Tisdale.
Man,
shout out to Wayman.
Late great Hot Rod Williams, Elliot Perry.
Elliot Perry, Hot Socks.
Yes. So those vets, they took care of me.
Yeah. Mark West on y'all team?
No, Mark West wasn't there.
He was gone already.
Yeah, but those vets took care of me. Like it wasn't the rookie hazing was there, but it was like, okay, we're gonna put you through this, but we're gonna take care of you too.
Yeah.
Like I would go out with Charles. Charles would, your money's not good with me. I'm gonna buy you dinner. Right. As long as you continue to work hard and do the right things, I'm gonna take care of you. And that's how the vets were. So walking into that, I was like, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And then being in Phoenix with that lovely weather.
That's what I want to ask you about. For me, like when I got to Phoenix, I feel like that was the first city that I played in where I would catch myself leaving practice or coming home from something. I'm like, damn, I literally feel like I'm on vacation. Like this is not normal. Like when you looking at all the cactus and you looking at the different type of trees, the scenery, the desert, the mountains, you know what I'm saying, Camelback Mountains and all that, like going to the crib. I'm like, it's the first time I feel like in season I'm on vacation.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I'm calling home in December I got on shorts. And I'm like, what y'all doing out there? It's like, we out here shoveling.
It's snowing.
I said, I got on shorts and a T-shirt.
I don't want to rub it in, but this is mighty nice.
This was real nice. And I was like, I don't know, y'all can come visit, but I'm not coming back there. No, sir. But it was cool, though.
When you got traded, was you shocked or you knew you was going to get traded? Because it was in December.
Yeah, I was shocked, bro. Crazy story.
December 26th.
Yeah, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I got the whole fam in town for Christmas, right? And we had some friends in Phoenix. So they went to the friend's house. So me and my nephew, we sitting at home. My nephew, he's 9 years younger than me. We sitting at home watching the Dallas game, right? And me and Jason Kidd are real cool. So we watching the Dallas game, and the announcer says, Jason Kidd is not coming out the locker room. Rumors has it he's been traded. So I'm looking at my nephew. I was like, Dallas has got to be the stupidest team in the league if they trade Jason. I said, they trading, that's the all-star point guard, rookie of the year. Why would they trade him? They got to be stupid. My nephew's like, yeah, you're right. 2 minutes later, my phone rang.
It's you.
The house phone, back in the day, we still had a house phone. I pick up the house phone. It was Danny Ainge's secretary. Hey, Michael, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. Well, Danny wants to talk to you. I'm thinking it's about, some playing time or something like that. And Danny was like, how you doing? I was like, I'm cool. What's going on? He's like, well, we traded you. I'm like, oh, man. I don't know what this, like, what? It's like, I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, you're going to Dallas. I was like, oh, my God.
I just said it.
I just said it. I was like, all right. He's like, yeah, we just think we have a chance to get a great point guard, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I ain't hear nothing after that. I just got the phone, right? So then Dallas ended up, sending the plane. That next day, took my whole family from Phoenix, took us to Dallas. I played that next day. So the crazy thing about that year, I played 83 regular season games. I gained the game. I gained the game. So
are you like the only person in history to have more than 82 games? We gotta Google that. We gotta check that.
So I played 83 games that year. Yeah.
That's gangster. When you first got there, coming from Chicago, going to Wisconsin for 4 years, then you get to Phoenix, you have a dope first year. You know what I'm saying? You made all rookie team, finished third in rookie voting. Like, how was that year for you? Like getting your feet wet in the league and feeling like you established yourself. Like, how was that for you mentally?
That was great, man. It showed me that I have a chance to maintain in the league. You know what I'm saying? It's, we know getting to the league is hard, but staying in the league is even harder.
The hardest.
So I had success my rookie year, but it wasn't immediate. It was something that I had to, keep working at, keep learning the NBA game, picking the heads of my vets, asking them questions. What can I do to be better? And again, Charles said, one of the things I'll never forget that he told me, he's like, your jump shot is okay, but it could be better. He said, this is what I need you to do. At least 15 to 20 minutes before practice, at least 15 to 20 minutes after practice, work on your jump shot. He said, you do that, he said, your game can go to the next level. And I took that to heart. And I worked tirelessly before practice and after practice with Donnie Nelson before practice, and after practice was Paul Silas. And that showed me that if I keep working, I can get better and better. And then I was able to make the all-rookie team. And I just said, I like this success. Let me keep doing it. So I kept working hard at it.
Dunk contest. Like
cartwheel.
How was your cartwheel? Is your cartwheel still looking the same? What made you?
You said dunk contest. He said,
So, oh man, so if you think back to the contest, that was Kobe's rookie year.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Kobe rookie year.
I wasn't really a good like freestyle dunker.
That's
I was
why I didn't do it.
I was a better in-game dunker.
That's
to me.
why I didn't do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I felt I was
You
a better
needed a
in
man
game.
jumping with you.
Right. So I didn't have a lot of creativity when it came to dunk. So I had my set dunks that I knew I can do. So I think we get to the next round, and Kobe does the
Between the legs.
That was my dunk that
Yeah.
I was gonna do.
East Bay Fun. So now you like, I can't do
so
that.
I don't
now.
got nothing, right? So a week before that, Rex Chapman was my teammate in
Right.
Phoenix. And Rex was
Shout
like,
out,
I
Rex.
got the dunk for you that'll win it. And Rex did it and did a perfect cartwheel.
Cartwheel.
I mean, he got,
Legs all out
legs straight, arms straight. He'd have got a 10.0 in the Olympics. And he boomed it. And I was like, ooh, that was nice. I mean, Rex did it and it was like perfect.
Yeah.
He's like, Finn, you do this, you'll win it. So now I'm sitting up there. If you go back and look at the tape, I don't know what to do. So the last thing that popped in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the Rex Chapman.
Hey, dog.
But I threw it at my cartwheel went right.
Yo, look, I'm so glad you provided some context to this because I thought it was just a Maywood thing. Because if you remember, you fast forward some years after you, Corey went up there
Yeah.
doing the frontwards
Yeah.
flip and had me throw it to him. Remember that? I was like, man,
Yeah, man.
y'all some athletes out there in Maywood, boy.
My cartwheel. I leave my cartwheel to my daughter now. She's the perfect, but me, man, to be quite honest, when I did the cartwheel, I thought I was perfect.
It felt perfect.
Perfect. And then when I saw the replay, I was like, ooh.
That just lets us know sometimes we gotta be a little more thorough when we examine
Oh, man.
ourselves.
You in Dallas now, and y'all get Steve Nash. You get Dirk. You got these two guys with blonde hair, coming to play. But it instantly seemed like it started to click for y'all.
Yeah.
Like this, especially the second year, not Dirk first year, but the second year.
Mhm.
It seemed like it really clicked for y'all. I remember when we got to the league and played, I just couldn't understand why we couldn't beat y'all. Or get a game on y'all, but we didn't know how to win, but y'all knew how to win. Y'all played a certain way. How was that to form that big three? Y'all was three all-star players. Y'all was a contender in the West when the West was the dirty West. You got the Spurs, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got Timberwolves, you got Sacramento, you got the Lakers, and y'all was definitely one of them teams amongst that group. How was that to form that big three with them?
Right.
And win in Dallas under Don Nelson, you know what I'm saying? Which I love his system to death. Everybody love Don Nelson's system, but
Yeah.
under that, how was that for you in Dallas?
It was great, man, because it was similar to my time in high school when I had teammates that we really enjoyed each other. Like we were cool. Like
you could tell.
Like we were, if we weren't, on the court together, we were usually outside off the court doing stuff together, and we had that bond. And what that did, it built trust. Like even though the game we can be down 20, we always thought we had a chance because we trusted each other, right? And so when the games got hot and we put the ball in Steve's hands, Steve was great at knowing who had it going or who needed to get it going.
I told you.
So if Dirk had it going, he's like, okay, we're gonna keep feeding Dirk. Well, I got to make sure Finn is right there because I'm gonna need him down the stretch. So Steve was great at knowing the flow of the game, and he kept it all going. And on top of Nelly's system, see, Nelly was to me an offensive genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
He put you in positions to be successful. Like he didn't have you doing stuff that you couldn't do.
Right.
If you look at Dirk's career, Dirk dominated the game off 2 dribbles.
And a
Yeah,
stanky
because
leg.
he knew how to get space. He knew how to get to his spots off at least 2 dribbles, and that's predicated to what Don Nelson had taught us, and just when playing with each other back in the day. But playing with those guys, it was great, man. They were hard workers. They was very selfless. It was all about the team with those guys, and I think that's why it worked. Because we put our egos aside and was like, it's all about winning. And it worked.
When you talk about Steve doing what he did, that is literally anytime somebody interview me or asks about him, like that's what I say his power was, and that's why I feel he's able to, move straight into coaching and do it at a high level was because I take for example our year together at 0405, like he had a lot of egos to deal with. He had a sense to know like, all right, Q need a shot right now. I don't need him to go tripping because he ain't had a shot. Or okay, let me get Amari the ball right now. He ain't had one in a minute. Let me get him a touch. Or okay, wait, Tricks ain't got the ball. Whoever it was, he knew because we had 5 guys that was go-getters. You know what I'm saying? 4 excluding him, and it was like he had to deal with that. And he had to deal with like I was shot hungry. Stat was becoming a monster, so he was extremely, shot hungry. You had Joe who was trying to get a contract, and you had Tricks who was already the max guy and the all-star, so he felt obligated. So it was like for Stevie, when I sat back and pulled away and watched that and thought about it, I was like, this dude is unbelievable.
And the thing is, he could score.
And he didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't. He was a hell of a scorer.
And that's the thing. Nelly used to get on him, was like, you gotta shoot the ball. I mean, you gotta score because you gotta keep the defense honest. Because he can get you 30, 30, 15.
40.
Yeah. But
40.
But that wasn't his mindset. His mindset was, I want to see you be successful. I can get mine, I know, but I want to see you be successful. And that was, like you said, that was his superpower.
What did you feel when you got let go from Dallas? After like you said, you guys developed the chemistry and everything you had with Steve and Dirk, and now you got to leave Dallas and go to San Antonio.
Right. People have asked me this question before, and I give them this example. Imagine you're a carpenter or a person who builds houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say, okay, I'm gonna get all my wood together, I'm gonna get all my materials, and I'm gonna build my dream house. And you finally build your dream house, but you can't live in it. And that's how I felt. That's how I felt with Dallas.
I know exactly how that feels.
That's how I felt with Dallas. I felt that I had got them to a point where we were about to make some noise, and I was unable to appreciate it. So it kind of hurt, because I wanted to be a part of that when they eventually won in 2011. Props to them, but I wanted to be a part of that build and that celebration because I was there from the start, and I wanted to be there when they got to host up the trophy. So
yeah, they wouldn't have got that if it wasn't from y'all start. That y'all changed the culture in Dallas, especially when y'all changed them jerseys. It's like y'all released all that stuff, and it was a whole new team.
But you got to get you one in 07 in San Ann,
so
that kind of make it bittersweet, right?
No, it worked out.
You leave.
So you got
and
yours
you got
first,
yours
though.
first, too. Like they lost in 06, you got
They
yours
might have
in
been
07.
bitter.
No, it worked out. I mean, I'm not complaining. It all worked out. You know what I mean? So I got mine.
To see after they broke y'all up, to see how Nash went to Phoenix and got 2 MVPs back to back, to see Dirk later on in his career finally win that championship that he was fighting for. Like, how proud of you, boy? 'Cause I know that bond that y'all had. How proud of them two you are of how their careers, once they broke that up, they went on and
Yeah. I'm super proud. I mean, we part of a group chat to this day that we communicate at least once or twice a week, and I was super proud because I knew what we had in Dallas, right? We all played the game at the highest level, and we've all retired pretty successful, but we all have that what if moment, right? And my what if is, what if we would have stayed together in Dallas? What could have happened? That's one of the things that I think about all the time when we talk about it. What would have happened? I mean, I don't think they would have had 3 MVPs among them, but I think we would have had multiple championships.
Yeah.
So it's I'm just proud of those guys because they worked hard.
I can remember because Steve, when he left Dallas, that's when we went to Phoenix. That was our first year.
Yeah.
And I can vividly remember when not even the playoffs, when we first came back to Dallas to play there, that was the first time that I realized I'm playing with a superstar for the first time. this was the first time, like when we landed at the airport, I said, oh shit. It was news camera. That's when I started calling Steve Nash the president. I said, oh, you the president, Steve. Yeah, God damn, like it's crazy right now. Like, bro, this was the first, because you remember, it was a whole lot of hustle and buzz, because to know Stevie is loving, there's nobody who's gonna know him who don't love him.
Right.
So the fans were kind of pissed that, you know, the Cube had made the move and all of that had happened. And then, not only that, he responded by fucking going crazy, balling, saying, no, I got shit left. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of, I remember when we came back, bro, I remember landing and being on I just remember the camera and all the cameras and the fan. I was like, me and Joe sat by each other, and I remember tapping him like, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah. He was a global icon.
For real.
And, you know, we definitely missed him. I know I missed him when he left Dallas. And that's probably one of the reasons they got rid of me, because I needed him. You know what I mean?
When I went to New York, I was in New York. After I got traded, I was like this. Yeah. Fucking Rajah Bell getting my shots. Those are my shots. I'm open. That's how you feel like you could do playing with him, though, boy. Like, he put that thing on a platter for you, boy. You go somewhere else, you be like, damn.
How was it for you, your first All-Star game, to be selected by your peers to be an All-Star? Now you one of the elite, you know, the All-Star game is the next level to the next level. Like, how was it for you to be named an All-Star?
No, that was great, man. It was a great feeling. It was a great sense of accomplishment that my hard work had paid off. And not only making an All-Star, but the coaches voted me in. So they recognized that what I was doing, and I wasn't playing on a great team at the time. You know, Dallas, we were up and coming. So, you know, a lot of people was saying that I didn't deserve it because our record wasn't the best. But the coaches recognized what I was bringing to the table for that team. So that made me feel good. And I just wanted to represent Dallas on the national scene, you know, and making it to the All-Star, my first one, was awesome.
Move that started a movement. What was it like to be part of the first class of Jordan Brand?
I was with Nike at the time, and my agent called and was like, MJ is thinking about getting his own line of shoes, and he wants you to be an endorser. It's only going to be 5 of y'all. What do you think? I was like, of course, bro. That's a no-brainer. I'll do it. He was like, all right, well, you know, MJ wants to meet y'all. So it was me, Ray, Vin Baker, Derek Anderson, and Eddie Jones. We was the first 5, and MJ was like, you know, each one of y'all have a part of my game that I like. And so I want you guys to start, you know, endorsing my shoes, the apparel at the time. And it was all love, man. We got all the, y'all know, we get the stuff before everybody get it. And, you know, you walk on the court, your opponent might not like you, but they're gonna check out your J's, bro.
Hey, the way you were it,
man.
Hey, man, you were one of the best. You one of the best to wear it now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, but it was good. It's good love, bro. It was real good.
I know what I want to ask, because you got basically every pair of J's, right? Is it a pair of your particular PEs, or is it one of these pairs of these crazy rare kicks out here? I don't know which ones. It could be the Eminem 4s, the Derek Jeter 11s, or whichever ones that you got that's like rare. What's your favorite pairs you got? Well, it might be a championship pair or something.
I got a couple. I mean, the original 11s is my favorite shoe of all time, with the black and the patent leather black with the
Concords.
Yeah, Concords.
Yeah,
those are my.
You know, that's my guy.
Those are
the best one ever.
Favorite of all time. Because I always thought you can. Back in the day, you know, people are doing it now, wearing J's with suits. But back in the day, I was like, you could wear this with a suit.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was real cool. So those have always been one of my favorites. As far as PEs.
I see. He had some orange and white ones like that. Where the black is patent leather, he had the orange on. When he went to Cleveland, I was very envious of those.
So
those are one of the pairs of shoes that he had that I never had a chance to touch. And I wish when I went to Phoenix they gave me them in orange and white. But like he had the orange and white 11s. Yeah. Fucking cheating.
They made me think. That made me think of. They made me some green and white ones. 11s when we went to the green uniforms. They were green and gray. Those were sweet. So those had to be up there too.
Those rare though, because nobody see them like
I
Ray
remember
had the
them
green and white
uniforms though.
ones.
Them new green uniforms.
Yeah, kind of like the throwback Derek Harper joints.
They made a shoe a tribute to Obama too. A Jordan for President Obama, but he came as president. I wore them like one time when I was in San Antonio. I still have them. And I was like, whenever I meet president, I'm having him sign them. So the plan was win a championship, take the shoes, and have him sign them, but I never got a chance. So if he's watching this, I need you to sign my J's.
Straight up.
Straight up. You the original crew.
Yeah.
Known like for like even for us, like when we came on and got down with it, like obviously y'all was already who y'all were, but like when we got that call, it was like, what the yo. And like, we did photo shoots and stuff together. Like that was like for us, like growing up, and I mean, like you say, growing up under y'all, seeing y'all at hoops, getting a chance to be a part of it, it's like, dude. Like I tell, like me and him talk about all the time, and we said that when we had Juwan on here, like for me, especially like me, Maggette, me and Maggette, same year, we came up under y'all. So like him, D Miles, me, Maggette, we come to the gym. You and Nuke was the example. And when I say that, it wasn't from like, all the dudes at our gym at hoops was ballers. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had game. Their game was respected. You wasn't really there if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like we had killers, but like we looked up to y'all in a different way. Like, I always laugh at Mike Lowry, you know what I'm saying? Like I told Nuke the same thing, but like for real, it was like, cause y'all was them dudes as hoopers, as individuals, you know what I'm saying, as humans. Like y'all showed us, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all showed us the right way to move. Yeah. Like be a good person, do the right thing, ball the fuck out, work your ass off, handle your business. But then on the other side of it, like, don't get it twisted. We fly. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all gonna come pull up in something foreign that ain't nobody seen. Like y'all don't understand how much like the younger us, like all of us, to the Sean Livingstons, to the Shannon Browns, bruh, y'all was the example. You ain't never did nothing like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't been out there in no foolishness and no stupid shit looking bad. Same thing with Nuke. From basketball to after basketball, you move to the front office, you doing shit in the player way, professional way, still thriving in your career, still doing shit, still being an OG, showing boys how to move. Same thing with Nuke. He's setting the trends in college basketball. Before that, he was at the Miami Heat doing it the right way, showing people how to transition. Like, that was what I always respected. That it, like, y'all set an example and showed me, like, this what you supposed to be, and this ain't on no stupid or no hood. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff that a lot of people be attracted to. Like, y'all gave us something to thrive to be that was positive, the right way, doing things like everybody, like, you know what I'm saying? In the basketball circles, in the NBA, everywhere we went, don't nobody not respect Finn or Nuke. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was gospel around here, especially in the city, for what we really got access to touch and see on the regular. Like he just said when we came in, like, won't be tucked in on my Finn and Nuke. Like, for real though, like, we really did that. Like, y'all really can own that y'all influenced us in that way, and we looked at that as a positive, and y'all was examples for us about how to go about it, doing it the right way. And that's partially why we here with this platform, and we ain't, you know what I'm saying, screwed up and been crazy, because y'all was some role models to us in a way, and we really tried to follow what y'all laid out there and did. So, like, it's a huge respect and love for y'all boys, because y'all really showed us an example, like, okay, this what I want to do. I want to be able to be welcome in whatever door I want to do when I leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be one of them people that's like Sean, like, he can't really do this because he ain't do things the right way. Like, y'all was an example of, like, you could be good and be positive and still be cool as ever and still be welcome wherever and do what you want wherever. So I always, especially having you here, I did the same thing we had Nuke, but I gotta go overboard with letting y'all know that because y'all definitely set that example for me and showed me what can happen. So I appreciate y'all.
Speaking
boys.
about
I
hoops,
appreciate
how
you.
was like your experience with hoops? Like, how was hoops for you? You know, getting that work in every summer. How did it help you out? And to see the young guys like us coming through there and trying to beat up on you old guys at
Yeah.
the time.
No,
at
it
the
was
time.
it was great. I mean, I think it was the best run in the country.
In the
Yeah.
country.
Because what you had was you had guys who was coming in to work, right?
Mhm.
Guys who didn't take the summers for granted. They wanted to get better, and what hoops did, it had you a chance to work against some of the best, and you may want to try some stuff that you might try to take over to the season, but you're playing against the best. And for me, and I know for Juwan, we always wanted to get there early
Mhm.
before you guys. For one, we wanted to get our workout in before y'all come in and be jumping out the gym and stuff. But two, we wanted to show y'all what it means to be a professional, right?
Yeah.
Be a professional is not just because you sign an NBA contract. Being a professional is taking your craft seriously, coming in early, staying late. And for us, the runs was just like icing on the cake. And to see
Yeah.
you guys, I mean, to see from where y'all started, I'm not even talking about the NBA.
Yeah,
To see y'all from where y'all started,
Yeah.
and then to see where y'all, not talking about then coming to the hoops like 4, 5, 6 years later, that development has been great. And I was like, yeah, these guys got a chance.
Yeah.
Because I saw the hard work. I saw the push that y'all was
Showing up
doing
every
in the summer.
morning.
Yeah, y'all was there. Y'all didn't have to
day.
do this the summer, Chicago.
Yeah.
You don't
No
have
matter
to show
what we
up.
did, we getting up early and we in there.
Hey, listen,
It
I'm gonna
paid
tell you
off.
this. When we did this was way later, even down the line. But if we had got to do different stuff where we was put in the ads together. But you remember when we did the hardwood joint in Vegas, that was dope to me. That was like for me, it was like, yo, I'm here. I'm with the homies. I'm with it was Rip, you know what I'm saying? It was then it was like some of the new guys, CP and Joe and Mello, but it was like that was one of the doper shoots that I feel like we had because it was like we never did them with all of us together. It would always be like 2 or 3 here,
add
or
it
this
to the
guy there, or
and
there,
add it
and then
together.
they'll put it all together. Like for me, that was like that whole weekend was just sick. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, we out in Vegas. They got us at the Hard Rock with all these crazy rooms, and then it's like. We in the suites. We got those dope ass dominoes.
Yeah.
Like, I still got them dominoes
too.
to this
Me
day.
too.
Dope ass Jordan dominoes, bro. Like it was just like that was what I always loved about the brand. I felt like we did stuff that I didn't hear that nobody else was doing.
Right.
Like the experiences and everything that you got to do. Like you didn't get that nowhere. But like that particular shoot, I remember feeling like, yeah, this shit cold. Like and then the like what came after it, like, bruh. It's about a pitch about as big as this wall that we got. Then you got like your little solo shot, but you got the whole joint with the whole crew. We all had on black suits. It's like Ray, Finn, CP, Joe, Josh Howard, me, Mello. It was like hella dudes. And I was like, yo, this is sick.
That was nice. I got that posted at my house on the wall.
Yeah,
And people come to my house, that's the first thing they stop and look like.
Because it's huge.
Dang, look at that, man. All those people, all y'all was with Jordan. I was like, yeah.
It's big as hell.
That's
I still
nice.
ain't put mine up yet. I gotta
nice.
find like where I really
Put
want
that
it.
motherfucker.
Cause it's like a big ass focal point piece. It's
That's
big, bro.
Some of my favorite highlights that you got is the hop step in the lane,
2 foot.
2 foot, boom. Like you did it a couple of times, more than a couple of times. Which one of the ones is your favorite?
That's hard.
Oh man.
Which one of the dunk-ons is your favorite?
I would probably say, man, I had a lot. I got the Kimbe. I got Who else I get? I think my favorite would probably be Olden Polynice.
Olden Polynice, I was just going to say that.
Because I got him twice.
Yeah.
The same way.
Same way.
And it was in the playoffs. And if you go back and look at the highlights on my second one, I let everybody know that was twice. I put up 2. And, Olden was a great dude, still a great dude.
That was our teammate.
But he always tried to challenge me. And I felt if I got 2 feet under me, I don't think nobody could stop my dunks.
I know you was a Jordan fanatic, like we all were, but who are some of the other guys that you seen and you grew up watching that you was trying to pattern your game after?
Yeah, so MJ, obviously, back in the day, I'm showing my age now. My uncle, we used to watch Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Well, we had to watch it at 10:30 because
the game came on late. They replayed.
Rebroadcast. So I was always a Dr. J fan. I love Dominique. Magic. I was a fan of who guys, not only the great guys, but guys who, when I watch them, they had a passion about the way they played the game. Like Magic was always smiling, having fun. Dominique was a elite scorer and dunker.
Highlight film.
Man, and you look at guys like, even Scottie Pippen, even though to some he was like the second fiddle to MJ, but he was very important to them.
Not to the real Bull fans.
Yeah.
We know how important Scottie was.
Scottie was really important to them getting them 6 rings. And, just growing up watching that, it was like those guys, I was like, yeah. And then the crazy thing about it, we get a chance to play with them at hoops. MJ, Scottie.
That's what I was about to bring up. The fact that I'm going to take you to a place where TG, I used to work on this one move that I know it was a Scottie Pippen move 100%. But Finn was doing it. You tell me if you remember. I know you remember. It's you get to the lane, it's a 2-foot step, and it's like a jump hook.
Yeah.
Scottie was killer at it. Finn was killer at it. And TG said, Q Rich, you got to get this. Because like the way that I'm able to post up, and I got a power game, so it was perfect for me. When I get there and do different things, I could jump step and I could just raise up left, forward, right. I had like, when he started showing it to me, because like Finn did to me a time or two. Boom, boom, boom. Just raise up. I'm like, damn, like that was nice. But he definitely taught me that all from hoops, being there, going again. But that was what I loved about hoops. Like me and Maggette walking the door as seniors in high school.
Yeah.
We got to see him, Pip, Stackhouse. Penny was coming through still. Like, it was stupid. And you know how TG did it. You ain't about to, no, you and Corey can't play each other. He gonna make us guard them. Like, we about to get woe out the whole time.
He gonna throw you in the fire in the hoops. You'll get thrown in the fire.
It wasn't no favoritism.
No, at all. Only favoritism he showed is if you play with each other in the league, y'all can play together.
Yeah.
Doing the hoop session.
Right.
But if you didn't play with each other, y'all going against each other.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, that run, people don't understand how good that run was, man. I mean,
the 2-court days, used to be so competitive because then nobody want to be on the right side. Everybody wanted to be in the middle court.
But you got to win. You got to keep winning.
Going to San Antonio, playing for a coach like, how was it playing for a coach like Pop? And now you in the role of you playing behind Ginobili. So like, how was that for you as an adjustment?
Yeah. First of all, Pop, man. Pop is unbelievable, man. Not only as a coach, but as a person. And we had a relationship when I first got there. He knew that, it was a difficult situation for me because I'm coming from the rival to the other side. And we had just been playing. So the best thing that Pop said to me, I remember my first practice, I'm going at them because they still the Spurs. Fouling hard, going to the basket. I'm going like I'm playing against them. Pop, timeout. Hey. Finn, you with us now.
In front of everybody, huh?
You with us now. That was one of the best things he said. And another thing he told me, he said, once he told me that, I was like, cool. So then I was trying to fit in, right? like I said, I'm coming off the bench. I'm playing behind Ginobili, future Hall of Famer, which was cool because my ultimate goal was to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But I was playing too much team ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was passing up shots, trying to make the right pass, not wanting to be a selfish guy.
Yeah.
So I remember one practice, Pop was like, hey, guys, Finn has the green light. He can shoot whenever he wants, and nobody says anything, knowing that I'm not going to do that. But he wanted to let me know that,
Be that confident.
yeah, you can be
You can shoot the
yourself,
ball,
man. We
yeah.
brought you here to be yourself, not just to fit in, but be yourself at the same time. And you know that was the greatest thing. And to this day, man, Pop has done a lot for me just outside of basketball. He's just like that calm in the storm where you could just go talk about life. Like our first 5 minutes before every practice was, yo, did you watch CNN this morning? Did you see what's going on in Pakistan, or do you see what's going on in Europe? What's your thoughts? We ain't even talk basketball. So we talk about that for the first 5 minutes. And he's like, okay, all right, go get warmed up. So that was his thing. His whole thing was life is more than just basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's more to life than just basketball. You can, this is a well-paying job, don't get me wrong, but it's also a vehicle where you can make a change. You can see the world. You can be a difference maker. So take advantage of that. So Pop is the best.
Start, bench, cut. You got to start one. You got to bench one. You got to cut one. D-Wade, Ray Allen, Allen Iverson.
Oh, come on,
Disrespectful right
man.
now.
Oh, man. You got to start one.
Bench one and cut one.
Oh, man. Come on,
or
man.
trade one. We can't cut
man.
no great players like that, but trade one.
If I had to start one, man, I'm going to pick Allen Iverson, man. That's one of my favorite players of all time. AI, I tell people, he's not from the earth, man. The dude is an alien. to do the stuff that he was doing at 6'2".
Yeah.
No, 6 feet.
I'm helping. That's my boy.
Okay.
I'm giving it. But to do the stuff that he was doing, man,
Yeah.
is unbelievable, man. He was an elite scorer and one of the best athletes in the league. So I would probably pick him as my starter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I got to bench somebody?
Yeah.
All trouble.
Oh, man.
Ray or D-Wade?
I'm a bench.
Jesus or the Flash?
Well,
You've been with Milwaukee Buck, D.
Yeah, I'm a bench Ray because I think Ray is cool enough to understand his role. He won't be a problem. He'll come off the bench and still give us 25, 30. So I'm a bench Ray. And you say I got to trade.
You got to trade D-Wade.
I'm going to trade D-Wade.
You going to trade Chi-Town?
Only because he's going to go somewhere else and be the star.
You're right. Okay.
So,
I can accept that. Let me ask you another one. This is kind of old school right here. Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, Clyde Drexler. Start, bench, cut.
I'm going to start Mitch.
Boom.
I like Mitch. Mitch was an underrated, true two guard.
Yeah.
Like when we was coming in, he was a
list.
true two guard. 6'5", 6'6", strong.
Bucket.
Can shoot it, drive it, post up. That was a true two guard back in the day. So I'll probably start him. I'm a bench Reggie Miller. It's just I have no choice. I love Reggie, one of the best shooters,
clutch shooters
in the history of the game. But if that's my choice, I would.
Him and Clyde?
I'd probably bench and then Clyde.
Drexler.
You gonna go ahead and trade him?
I'm gonna go cut Clyde. That's going back to the Trailblazers days when I was a Bulls fan. So
feel me.
But I still got love for Clyde.
Who are your favorite five? Like not your top five, but just your favorite basketball players in the history of the game. Who is your favorite five?
Probably Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson,
Killers.
Shaquille O'Neal, Dr. J, and
One more.
probably that's a tough. I'll probably put Pippen up there.
I knew he was gonna say Scotty. That's what I'm talking about.
I love Scotty.
I'm Chicago through and
Straight
through,
up.
man. Those
Mike
guys,
and Scotty, that's starting the team off. Then I'm gonna pick the rest of these three.
those guys, they did a lot. They did a lot for me as a player. Even when I just watching them, man, it was excitement. Like our days was based around watching the Bulls games on Channel 9. You know,
WGN, you know.
You had to get your homework done. The Bulls play at 7. You got to get your workout, your practice, get home for practice. Bulls playing.
That's what I be telling people. When you from Illinois, you watch all 82 games.
Yeah.
You don't miss a game. It ain't like I don't need to be on
Johnny
TV.
Ted
I'm watching
Kerr.
the games that ain't
Johnny
even
Bach.
on.
Yeah.
You get them all.
Yeah, it was good.
My man here done had enough Brinks truck backed up into the driveway. This is what I want to know, Mike Finn. I don't want to listen. We done seen what you pull up to the gym with.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear about you taking care of mama and the family and doing good things for that. I want to hear about the purchase you made, because you done made a lot of dineros. You got a couple big contracts in the league. We know. I want to know what you did to treat yourself.
This for
now
me.
the mature, older Mike Finn look back like, I probably had to do that, but it felt good to do it. Like, what did Mike Finn do? You from West Side Chicago. I know you did something little flousy once or twice.
No, I mean, I bought some very expensive cars, right?
Mike Lowry.
Is it right?
This is why him and Jawan Howard own a nickname. Because everybody at Hoops had nice cars. They was pulling up in something nice. But these two was the only two individuals outside of MJ. You know, if MJ ever showed up, we already know what that was. But, like, they was most similar to MJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had bought an Aston Martin Vanquish, and nobody had it. Like, no, not even MJ, right? So
Damn.
I pull up to Hoops and I park in the parking lot.
How soon did MJ go get it?
No, but I knew I had some because MJ came out and said, "Let me see the inside." And I was like,
I got
That man
it.
had MJ come get
I
him.
was
Check
like,
out
yes.
this.
I got
I was like, yes.
Tiger fist.
He's like, "Let me see the inside." And
Of
I was
course.
like, "Yeah, man, take the keys." He looked in. He was like, "All right." He's like, "Well, where your golf clubs go?" I said, "I'll just put them on the passenger side because it's just me." He's like, "Oh, this is nice." When he said that, I was like, "Okay, I got something that I think may have
Mike.
impressed MJ."
That's a bar right there to be able to say that you legit. Ooh.
Yes.
I know he went and got that motherfucker.
Well, he probably went and got two or three.
Two of them, two or
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Two,
Hey,
three.
time out. The fact that you could tell a story where you say MJ came you and said, "Let me see the inside," because he ain't seen it yet, boy. You cold.
I was like,
This boy Mike Lowry over here in the building. This ain't really a question or nothing. It's more of a statement for the sneaker community out there, because I feel like my OG, his shoe game, his PE game, and everything involved with Jordan is one of the most slept on.
Definitely.
Because they don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'll give them this. I always say when anybody asks me who got the best PE, I always say Ray. I say that because two things. It's two reasons. You and both of y'all know this. Y'all was both part of the brand. Like, he had postseason runs that you knew were coming.
Right.
So they were prepared for it. You feel me?
Right.
Like when he was with Boston and Miami, the brand absolutely knew that they were coming. Then he also had championships that were able to be, like crystallized by the next ring ceremony. They get some crazy shit. So like Ray is on some other shit. So Ray is over there. You feel me? For real.
Right.
But like, don't sleep. Finn was a part of the original team. He has never ceased receiving the greatness of all the Jumpman gifts. I know his wife, like mine, despises the packages that show up at the door and just look at us with disgust, like, where are they going?
Yeah, that's why.
What are you doing with
I want to ask you that too, because we're all Jordan brand guys, and you got to find somewhere to put these joints at. So
And
Like,
they ain't never
how-
desist. It ain't never stopped.
They ain't never stopped with you.
Yeah.
You about 20 years deep, probably 22
20
years.
plus. This is an original. This is what I'm
As
saying.
I'm
This is
thinking
an
about, you
OG
about 20,
original
22,
brand
23
member
years in
from
there.
the very
So
beginning.
do you got a mansion or like a little house or like you just built a whole shed?
They got their own little room.
That's what I try to tell people.
It's off to the side. You need a thumbprint to get in there.
Straight up, exclusive.
Yeah.
Paul Allen
Exclusively.
status. You feel me?
Exclusively.
Yeah. But it's like you said, I just those shoes can become overwhelming to the family. Like they don't understand.
Not to us.
Not to us. When I see them things, I'm like, this is Christmas, man.
It's all.
I might be mad. Tell me what you mad
It feels
about.
just like the first pack.
Hey man, I can come in the house. I see them. I drop my bag.
Everything be over with. Like, hold on.
I'm opening the boxes. It's a great feeling. I mean, MJ, he takes care of all his athletes, and I'll be forever grateful to him and the brand. It's
Shout out Jordan Brand
for sure.
No questions, no ifs, ands, buts about it. The best part about it for me now, bar none, it's not even me. It's I get to give my kids them shoes. And the best part about it to me is that they are clueless. They have no clue that they going to school killing them. Kicks that ain't even out yet, they don't even know.
Right.
Like you hear QJ, I got them talking about flavors. We got flavor, but they don't understand that like, boy, y'all, these just don't come out for 3 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they really get to that age, like my stepson, my Caleb, he's 17. He knows.
Yeah.
He Travis Scott down. He all that. Look, he like all this. Let me get these. Let me get those. Let me get the tools you got on. He got them like he losing it.
Right.
So he know. But 8, 6, and 4, 5, they don't got no clue.
Right.
They just like, look, Cruzy would rather wear some Spider-Man shoes on my ass than some J's.
They rather wear them Crocs than J's.
I wear my Crocs. My Crocs. You in Florida, man. You gotta get caught. You can't wear the Nikes over there.
I did not know they made Crocs in size 20.
Man, they make Crocs
I
in
wear
all
18.
sizes.
Take 2 off that.
They make Crocs in all sizes.
They got Croc heels now.
They do.
Yeah, I seen them.
Hey, look, ask you this. Like, where did you get the, man, tuck my shirt, be, like everything be good. And I never see, when I see you play, it never fall out. You never look, like we out there looking like we just left.
Rio, tell them we on our Mike Finn. I'm talking about
have our shirt out, have our shirt, one sock up,
right
one
now,
sock down. You used to be so much to the T. Only other person I see like this is Mike. Like, where did you get that from? What made you just do this every single time? This is tucked right. I'm presented right.
I would give credits to my mom. My mom was old school dresser, coordinate everything from the shoes to the purse to the hat. But I always want to be neat, right?
Yeah.
And it just seemed like, I think my mom, maybe been at a young age, she was like, tuck your shirt in, boy, you look sloppy. And ever since then, I tuck it in. And even when I tuck it in, I don't like the creases on the shirt to be like bungled up in the back.
No, you got to tuck in the right way.
Yeah,
it can't
yeah.
be just all tucked in.
Right, right.
My boy had a
Perfect.
official, like a referee with a whistle tucked in. Boy,
Shout out to mom, man. Shout out to mom.
Me and my boy Rio like, hey, Fofo, hey, I got that Mike Finn tucked in.
my son, 13, he give me a hard time. He's like, well, why you got your shirt all tucked in like that? You look uncomfortable. I was like, nah, man, you got to be neat. He's like, nah. He's like, he want to take his shirt out and let it hang. I was like, nah, man, that looks sloppy.
Straight up.
That is epicness. Right now, you in the front office in Dallas, steadily continuing to show the growth as a former player and showing guys how to do it. How have you liked your transition, and how much of an impact and help has Cuban been in supporting you in your post NBA career? Because I know he's been great with former players and guys that he's had with the organization.
Right, it's been great. Mark, gave me an opportunity to stay close to the game. He always said, once we had a conversation once I was done that I can come back and be a part of the Mavericks and whatever I wanted to do, whether it was coaching, scouting or the front office, and I thought the front office would be best for me. So I'm mad props to Mark for giving me this opportunity. But being in the front office, coming from playing, the biggest thing is, as players, we think we know everything. Like we think what should be going on that the front office isn't doing. Like we got all the answers. But once I got on the other side, it's not that easy, man.
Yeah.
That's not that easy as adding 1 + 1 to get 2. It's more algebra to it than that. You know what I mean?
That's when them letters and shit come.
But it's been a great experience, and what I like about it is I like the fact that I didn't know everything, so I'm still learning, still trying to improve to be the best that I can at my front office position. Because with that keeps me hungry each and every year, each and every day to get better, and hopefully I can get to a point where I can put Dallas on the map as one of the best front offices in the league.
Now, I mean, part of that is realizing what you don't know. Like you say about you saying that you know that you don't know it all and it is bigger than what you thought it was. That's partially part of it.
Yeah.
So I was on that side. Like you said, it ain't easy. It's
Yeah.
definitely hard. It's a lot going on over there.
How is it to have, well, he's your boss both ways, but how is it to have like a owner like Cuban and play for him, and now he's like your boss in the front office on that? Like Mark Cuban is one of the most unique owners in the league, probably the most popular one, in the league. So how is it to Mark Cuban and being around Mark Cuban and playing for him and now?
Yeah. Playing for him, it was, he had a passion for the game, like a passion like you don't see in most owners. Like he wanted to be a part of the game. If he can go out there and set a screen or get a rebound, he would do it. Yeah, he would do it because he just really loves the game and he loves Dallas that much. And playing for him, you had to get used to him being like right there next to the bench. Like at the time he was the 16th man.
Yeah, but you don't talk to owners or even see him.
Right. So he was there. He was arguing at the refs. Trying to encourage us on the bench. Sometimes
getting fined.
Yeah, getting a lot of fines. He could afford it. But sometimes the refs took it out on us because they didn't like some of the stuff that Mark was saying. But you kind of got used to that as a player because his passion and fire and desire was unbelievable. But he has that same passion now that I'm working for him in the front office. It just comes in a different way. What we were seeing on the court, now we see it when we're discussing deals, free agency, trades, draft across the table. He has that same passion and desire. And what I like about him, he gives you a chance to he's not gonna force feed you the answers. He's gonna say, okay, let me hear what you have to say. And then you say your spiel, and then he's like, "Well, this is how I see it." Then it's a comfortable debate about a different issue.
Yeah.
He's willing to listen.
Try to meet in the middle.
So that's been great.
Earlier we had a mid-range assassin on here, CJ McCullum. You a mid-range assassin like that 14, 15, all that's just cash money. Tell us about how you developed that. I feel like that was the most key part of your game is the mid-range.
Yeah, to me, I think it's a lost art because the way the game is being played now. But I think the mid-range shot, it sets up every other shot to me because you can't, like if I'm behind the three-point line, you can back up. But if I'm in the mid-range area, you can't back up. And if you get too close, I can drive by you. So I think that sets up all other moves. And when I worked out, that's where I based my workouts on was the mid-range shot because, like I said, you can get everything off that. You can get to the basket. You can get separation with a step back. You can find ways to get fouled, and all that was based on the mid-range. But if you don't have confidence in your mid-range shot, a defender's going to know that. So, but if you got confidence in that shot that you can knock it down 9 out of 10 times, that sets up all your moves. So that was a big part of my development was being very consistent at the mid-range shots.
Listen, enough is enough, man. We're going to let Mike out of here, man. Our OG done blessed us with his presence, man. That's when it's taking me over the top. He had a car Aston Martin vanquish that MJ hadn't seen inside of yet. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it, man. All that's left to do is for us to thank you for coming out. You know what I'm saying? We on the road. We came to show you we got a little
Hennessy
special
bottle.
collector's edition. And man,
Nayak.
they got your boys on the back,
wow.
man.
Yeah, y'all done made it.
Yeah.
Mama, we made it.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We appreciate you,
Yes,
OG,
yes,
man. We got
definitely
Mike
do.
Finn, Chi-Town's finest in the building, man. That ain't nothing else to be said, man. Knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Got the VSOP on deck.
I just want to say one thing, man. And you can tape this or whatever. I just want to say I'm proud of you guys, man. Because like I said, to see where y'all came from to where y'all are now and the journey in between hasn't been smooth. It's been up and downs, but you guys have been going this way. And I'm very proud to say I was there at the beginning. I'm here at the end. And to see where y'all have grown as young Black men, I'm very, very proud of you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Especially coming from you, man. We definitely
Word
appreciate
up.
it.
That's our OG, y'all. Mike Finn, Knuckleheads. You heard me.
Yes, sir.